the sky seems like it's falling and everybody feels like they've been whiplashed, when in reality they're tied for first in a heck of a league. Steve?
All right, thank you very much, Emily. We are underway with Illinois State controlling the opening tip. Malachi Poindexter in the backcourt. Second meeting this season between these two teams. Illinois State won back on December 4th, 87-77 up in Normal. And immediately we've got an offensive foul on the Redbirds.
Yeah, moving screen on Malachi Poindexter, just 13 seconds in, Steve, and that is something to monitor. 16 turnovers per game in league games for Illinois State. Check the boxes in so many areas, but too many turnovers for the Redbirds early.
Starting lineups brought to you by RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Keyshawn Davidson, the senior point guard, has not scored in double figures in 10 straight, but sets up Cade Tyson for the first two of the afternoon.
Yeah, Cade's so versatile, shooting it so well from the perimeter, Steve, but that time showing his versatility on a curl and a nice touch.
Illinois State has had 11 different starting lineups this season, but the same five for the third consecutive game today for Ryan Peden's team as Ben Shepard comes up with the steal for Belmont.
Yeah, we talked about Knight, Steve. 22 turnovers the last 5 games. He's been scoring it well, but a few too many turnovers.
Tyson finds Evan Braun's inside. Lost it, able to get it back, and then Freiberg misses on the outside three. Braun's able to connect inside and gets the foul.
Yeah, great job, Braun's. 2 offensive rebounds. He's among the league leaders that time. A little bit of left-hand English spinning it home, and so just what Belmont needed. 2 turnovers defensively to start and scores on the offensive end.
A couple of early offensive rebounds for Braun's, averaging nearly 7 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. Had 12 and 10 in the game last weekend here against Drake, and converts the three-point play.
That's a good sign, Steve. He struggled from the stripe last week against Drake here. 5 uncharacteristic missed free throws, but a make there. Illinois State is deliberate in the half court. 10th in the conference in tempo.
10th in total offense as well. The kick deflected out of bounds by Shepard. And Illinois State will have to hurry here now. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Knight will force the three and hits.
Again, career 30%, but entering today's game had made 6 of his last 9, so now 7 of his last 10 from 3. That's a huge momentum shot.
Averaged 21.5 points per game in the games last week as Shepard misses that one, then came back with 11 and 5 against UIC in the Redbirds win on Wednesday night. Poindexter's pass deflected, but McChesney there for the three.
He had a huge game when these two teams met in December, Steve. Career high.
At 25 points on 9 of 12 shooting in that one. Also had 8 rebounds. As ISU got the win at home. Bad pass there. Stolen away by Kazuchi. Kendall Lewis over the double team, able to get it to Poindexter. The Illinois State team that has had 7 different leading scorers throughout the year. You mentioned all the lineup combinations. It's been different guys getting it done on the offensive end as well. Tyson tries to save it back in bounds, and he was unable to.
Yeah, good hustle. Bronze and Tyson. It should be a new 20 for Illinois State, but you see immediately double teams on Lewis and McChesney when catching it on the block. That's where Belmont's got to shore things up and finish possessions on the defensive glass, Steve. Illinois State's second in the conference in rebound margin.
Very deliberate again offensively. Lewis from the block comes up short, and another rebound for Evan Braun's.
Yeah, good job, Braun's and Freiberg that time along the baseline.
Shepard, who had 35 the other night in the loss at Murray State. Tyson was the other big scorer in that game. He had 18. Backing inside on Poindexter, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Illinois State early on, Steve, switching some actions. You saw Davidson was defended by McChesney on the switch. Tyson walking in, the 6'4" point guard, Poindexter, who is strong and well built and can defend on the block, but Tyson just a little bit too much size and length.
The freshman from North Carolina, Mr. Basketball in that state last year, knocking down the first free throw. And you see that often from them. He's got that 6'7" size advantage playing a perimeter position, oftentimes able to get to the low block and back down a smaller defender.
Yeah, his teams have decided to switch 1 through 4 against Belmont. That's been an added plus, either Freiberg or Tyson going to the block.
Tyson leads all Missouri Valley Conference freshmen in scoring this season. He's got 4 in the early going. The Belmont lead is 4. Knight into the paint. Floater short. Got his own miss. Gets out of trouble. This is a terrific rebounding Illinois State team. 3 missed by Lewis, and the rebound cleared by Belmont.
Mr. Electric, Jacoby Gillespie, does it all immediately off the bench.
Casey Alexander's got 2 terrific freshmen that he can go to in Tyson and Gillespie. Shepard in the paint, a lot of contact, able to finish with the left hand.
Came back with the left up over Kasuki, who had recovered well. That was a difficult contested 2. Shepard on the board.
First 2 for Shepard, who is the Missouri Valley Conference's leading scorer at 19.5 points per game. McChesney with Freiberg on him. Gets it back inside. The contest by Tyson, and it'll send McChesney to the line after our first timeout. Belmont lost back-to-back games, but a good start here at home. Bruins shooting 50% from the field and out to an early 6-point lead.
The play, be there with force, and we've seen that in the first 4:42 of this game.
You're Casey Alexander. You gotta like the defensive effort so far from Belmont. Illinois State's missed 5 of its first 6 shots. Hasn't scored in the last 2:59 until McChesney knocks down the first foul shot.
An interesting story. He started his career at a different place, like many of the Illinois State players. Was at Utah State before coming to Illinois State, actually for Dan Muller.
Got the roll on both of them. McChesney, one of 8 transfers on this team. Ryan Peden-Fields in his first season in Normal. And McChesney got off to a great start at the beginning of the year. We mentioned the 25 points in the first meeting. Then he had an injury and hasn't quite found the touch since getting back into the lineup. Shepard staying with it inside. Now a follow by Saban won't go. And the rebound to Illinois State. And our first look at the masked man, Darius Burford, playing with a fractured orbital bone. The Redbirds' leading scorer, nearly 12 points per game.
Yeah, good activity. Saban just couldn't get the putback to go.
Burford missed the Southern Illinois win last weekend. Back in the lineup, coming off the bench for the 2nd consecutive game. And we've got a foul underneath on Derek Saban of Belmont.
Yeah, Saban, the 6'9" senior from Wisconsin, dealing with McChesney on the post. Has the strength advantage, but just a little bit too forceful, 3-quartering from the post.
A steal by Gillespie. He goes the other way. Can't finish, but Davidson there to keep it alive for Belmont. Freiberg wide open for 3. Can't connect.
Boy, great job, Davidson, to find Freiberg in transition, and that's usually a wide open 3.
Freiberg leads the Valley with 79 3-point makes this season. Kazuki. A lot of dribbling. Looks inside. And the finish by Lewis. Great job absorbing the contact and the strong finish inside. He'll have the chance for the 3-point play.
Yeah, good soft lob pass by Kasuki. And you saw the body control in the air by Lewis to catch and finish in one motion off the glass. A little bit of contact from Saban, but his second foul, so he's been a little bit hard luck in his early minutes.
Lewis misses. A rare miss by this Illinois State team. Redbirds 4th in the nation, shooting 80% from the foul line. Gillespie on the drive to Bronze, who's right back in the game. He finishes with the left hand inside.
Yeah, strong move with Bronze. Uses right arm to clear some space through McChesney. 2 early field goals.
Kazuki again getting into the paint. Around a screen from Kodov, pull-up jumper, and he knocks it down.
And Kazuki, Kansas State transfer, brought inside the line. He's known so much more as a three-point shooter as Davidson takes a spill.
Tripped up as he was driving towards the basket.
And you've seen, Steve, Belmont likes to operate in the first 8 seconds of the shot clock. Illinois State very deliberate, works, gosh, in the last 10 seconds of almost every possession. So Belmont has to stay disciplined and have no breakdowns late in the clock.
Aruna Sissoko checks in as Lewis picked up the foul. Davidson with the step back. His foot was on the line, but he knocks it down, and that's a great sign if you're a Belmont fan, because he's been struggling with that shot.
Yes, on switches, he just has to take that step-back three that he made at the end of non-conference, so it is a big sign for Belmont.
Lewis in the paint, banks it in. Excuse me, that was Seneca Knight. 13-11 is your score. Oh, great find by Gillespie. Bronze unable to finish, but sticks with it and gets 2 more. He's got 7 here in the early going.
Yeah, feel badly for Jacoby. Didn't get the assist because Bronze missed the initial shot, but great stick-to-itiveness by Bronze, and that's a big start for him.
Burford all the way under. Now the run out, and it's Shepard in transition. Finish through contact and a chance for a three-point play.
And that's what we said off the top, Steve. You have got to sprint back in transition defense. Wonderful outlet pass by Bronze. Ben Shepard gives you that Usain Bolt feel, end-to-end speed, and a chance for a three-point play.
How about the outlet by Princeton? Because he got a look at the very end of that game. A tough runner in traffic in the lane that came up just short as Belmont fell 83-82 in that one. Just back-to-back losses for Belmont for just the second time all season long. And instead of the Bruins being all alone atop the conference standings, you've got that 4-way tie at the top. That's how close the margin is and has been in this league all season long.
Yeah, with the margin, a quick rest for Ben Shepard. Coach Alexander coming with E.J. Bellinger.
Kazuki to the left wing, the 3 off the mark by Knight, and the rebound for Belmont.
Good job early, Bronze on the glass.
Gillespie on the drive, picked up the dribble. Nice hands there by Burford, but Belmont maintains it. 7 on the shot clock. Davidson will take the 3, and he missed it. Offensive rebound, Bellinger, who finds Gillespie for 2.
You know, for all their rebounding prowess, early on, Belmont dominating, now 12-5, rebounding, a great rebound and assist for Bellinger.
And a nice spark there by Bellinger off the bench with the offensive rebound and the assist. He has not played in 2 of the last 3 games. The 4th-year senior providing a spark. Lewis to Burford in a 9-point game. 5 on the shot clock now. Lewis going to have to hurry, forces it up there, and another rebound for Bellinger.
Yeah, that's good team defense. Belmont in a stance.
Quick trigger, and he hits. How about that?
Trailer 3, so Bellinger instant impact, rebound, assist, defensive stop, and transition 3. In their half court, it's some dribble weave to get into offense. They'll run a horn set and then late ball screening. So coming back with Burford as Poindexter gets a rest.
Coming up on the midway point of the first half, Burford running point guard. Quick look inside. It's Knight. Forces it up there with the left hand, unable to finish.
Yeah, good set by Illinois State to get Knight a touch on the block.
And a foul on the other end. That's going to go on Burford. That'll be his first. And the sixth foul on Illinois State already here with 9:53 left in the first half.
Yeah, that's been one thing that's plagued them this year, Steve. Illinois State fouls, sending people to the line.
Tyson able to find Davidson off the inbounds. Through the first 10 minutes, a little bit of a similar feel to the game we saw up in Normal earlier this season between these two. As Davidson kicks it out for Tyson, who can't hit on the three. And now the rebound corralled. Belmont off to a good start offensively and really doing a good job defensively. The thing up there is they couldn't keep it up. Illinois State finished that game with 57 points in the second half. Now a steal by Shepard. In transition again, one of the best in the league at that. Can't get it, but the foul by Tyson.
Well, again, good job. Hit a head pass, live ball turnover. You know you're going to get Shepard downhill, but Tyson didn't anticipate the make and stayed with the play.
7 of Belmont's 15 rebounds have come on the offensive end of the floor. They've got 7 second chance points already. The lead is 14 as Bellinger's whistled for the reach-in.
What was interesting in preparing for the game, Illinois State again, second in the conference in rebound margin. They out-rebounded Bradley by 19 in Peoria a week ago, Steve. It just jumped off the page. And Belmont doing a great job on the glass early.
Redbirds out-rebounded the Bruins by 16 in their first meeting as well. Another miss by Burford, another rebound for Belmont. Davidson kicks for Tyson. He'll try another three. Ooh, that one rims out.
Good job, Davidson on a string. Drove and kicked.
McChesney, you don't want to leave him open, but he can't convert.
Yeah, that was fortunate for Belmont. We might get a loose ball foul, either Knight or Kasubki. But yeah, McChesney, 38% on the year, wide open on balance. He's very capable.
They got Kasubki on the foul. That actually puts Belmont in the bonus here with 8:26 left for the first half. And Kasubki, you talk about it, 38% three-point shooter, 50% from the floor, but dealing with that injury, he's now just 5 of his last 22 from the field. You know, Ryan Pedon's looking for him to get going again.
Yeah, if they did get Kasubki, it's only his first. I was afraid that might be Kasubki's second, but it was only his first. But yeah, it's 17 foul.
You saw Ryan Pedon there in his first season as Illinois State head coach. Off of the Chris Holtman coaching tree. Part of 6 straight NCAA tournament teams with Holtman at both Butler and Ohio State. Rare miss at the line by Tyson, but another offensive rebound by Belmont. Gillespie's shot rejected at the rim. Nice defense by McChesney.
Yeah, tremendous reach by McChesney at the rim. There you see Jacoby Gillespie's ability to go with the reversal. But yeah, another offensive rebound Belmont as Freiberg and Jackie Bisa kept it alive.
You see the length there again by McChesney as he denied the inbounds pass. This is an Illinois State team with length. There are 6 guys that are 6'8" or taller. Great find on the inbounds. Shepard to Frank Jackie Bisa.
Yeah, had the walk-on Miller in, just inserted. Couldn't tell if he was on Jackie Bisick or if that was a screen situation, but great baseline out of bounds for Belmont, which under Coach Alexander, Belmont does get a lot of scores on baseline out of bounds.
This is now a 15-0 run for Belmont. McChesney gonna draw a foul.
And maybe Tyson with a reach. I think they said on the floor, Steve, some non-shooting.
That foul's going to go on Kate Tyson. That is 2.
Possession and be competitive. Well, in that last time out, he said, look at all those deflections we've gotten. That's the kind of activity we need. Steve.
Yeah, thank you very much, Emily. Defense has been an issue in this 2-game skid for Belmont. Drake shot 55%, Murray State 53% from the field. But so far, the Bruins have held Illinois State to just 4 of 15. There's a deflection inside. But a nice finish underneath by Jaden Johnson. His first action since January the 18th. And he ends the long drought for Illinois State.
Yeah, right place, right time as the ball got deflected from Lewis, and that was a good finish in traffic.
Shepard with the pull-up, and he knocks it down.
Impressive shot. Got McChesney backpedaling just a little bit because you've got to give Shepard space on a drive. And we have seen in recent weeks, Steve, enormous confidence in the mid-range from Shepard.
Poindexter back in there. Burford not afraid to shoot it, but you got to wonder how he feels with that mask on. Poindexter off the mark on the three. And now Belmont looks to build on a 17-point lead. Gillespie on the drive finds Jack Ubisic for the stop.
Every time Gillespie gets in the paint, Steve, he's drawing multiple defenders, and the Belmont big men are just living off of his drop-down passes. Great assist.
He's become much more of a playmaker in recent weeks for Belmont. Poindexter again from outside rattles that one home.
Yeah, Shepard got caught in a ball screen that time and was unable to stay connected to Poindexter. 41% from three.
Inside Freiberg. He doesn't step in the arc very often, but a great look and an easy two for the Bruins.
Yeah, defensive breakdown. Illinois State has not been giving up wide open layups during this recent stretch of play.
Corner. And a three knocked down by Liam McChesney.
Yeah, high arcing baseline three. Freiberg had a contest. That was a tough shot.
Maybe that could be the spark for the Illinois State big men. He shot that one with confidence. Shepard from outside and can't get the roll. Three-point shooting's been about the only thing Belmont hasn't done so far. The Bruins just 1 of 7 from outside. Good look back door, and Darius Burford converts.
Yeah, Gillespie lost Burford back door, so 5 straight points for Illinois State.
First 2 of the afternoon for the Redbirds' leading scorer. Davidson had his pass stolen by McChesney.
Yeah, good hands by McChesney in traffic.
Chesney, shot fake, got some space. Offensive rebound and the putback by Kendall Lewis.
Yeah, that's where Lewis thrives. Offensive rebounding, got it on the weak side.
Quick trigger from Freiberg, and he missed it. Freiberg now 0 of 3 from 3 today. Just 5 of his last 22. This is a guy with a Missouri Valley Conference best 46% three-point percentage coming in. Look underneath. Johnson forces it up against the double team. They're going to call that a jump ball. Good hands by Jack Ubisic in strength. And the possession arrow favors Belmont.
Yeah, Johnson very assertive. You alluded to a reserve role player. Hadn't seen much action. Tied up there by Jack Ubisic. Should be a block shot. And the possession arrow goes to the Bruins. But quick 7-0 run after Belmont had it to 18.
Final 4 minutes of the first half here in Nashville. Bellinger hit one earlier. That one too strong.
Belmont's getting good looks. It's not as though they're contested tough threes. They're getting looks that they normally make from 3.
Knights into the corner for Poindexter. Bounces it back. Johnson inside, draws the foul.
Boy, got Bronze in the air, but they're going to say maybe Bellinger with the foul.
So some nice minutes from Jaden Johnson, the 6'6" guard from It'll be Jaden Johnson out of the timeout, knocking down the free throw. Yeah, just 14 points in 14 games coming into today. Hadn't played in a couple of weeks, but he's given Ryan Peden some good minutes here in the first half. Got a putback earlier, knocks down both free throws. It's a 9-0 Illinois State run. What was an 18-point lead, back to single digits. Shepard out of the timeout, knocks it down. He's going to go to the line as well.
Design call, just that dribble weave curl. Ben is so good at that. It was basically the play that won the Bradley game right there. Kazuki could not stay in front. Body contact and a conventional three-point play opportunity.
Shepard makes the three-point play. Is there anybody in the league faster with the ball in their hands than Ben Shepard?
Be hard-pressed to find one. Might be Jacoby Gillespie on his own team.
12-point game. Kazuki to the corner and Poindexter. Under 10 on the shot clock. Burford launches a three and hits.
Yeah, tough contested three by Burford. 28% on the year, known much more as the mid-range two game, but that was a big shot.
E.J. Bellinger playing big minutes for Casey Alexander in this half. Gillespie inside for Bronze, in traffic, muscles it up there, and you can count it.
Yeah, I think Braun sensed no McChesney, no Lewis, and he powered through Knight and Poindexter on the doorstep. I think it was a foul on Knight, but good poise and patience by Braun's underneath. Maybe got Burford with the reach, actually.
Foul on Burford. What a half by Evan Bronze. 9 points, 8 rebounds already. And got the roll on that.
Wow.
When things are going your way, they really are going your way.
Nice touch off the back rim. So Belmont answering some scores from Illinois State with 2 straight threes. Ben via the conventional three-point play, and then Bronze right there at the end. Little zone look for Belmont.
Foul line jumper good by Seneca Knight.
Yeah, I think that was more just to give Illinois State a different look. Belmont's half-court man-to-man defense has largely been good this half.
Gillespie off the bounce to the rack.
Yeah, just got right past Poindexter. No help side gap, and Jacoby got from the top of the key right to the rim. Tremendous straight line drive.
Now an offensive foul called on Jaden Johnson.
Yeah, that was a difficult one because it was right at the logo in front of everyone to see, and just got his feet tangled up and did not stay stationary. But good minutes for the reserve Johnson there, Steve. You alluded to it. Not seeing much action and provided a good lift off the bench.
Casey Alexander, his 4th season at Belmont, 93 wins. That's the 7th most in the country in that time. Bronze inside, that time blocked by Knight.
Good job by Knight to stay in front and then elevate at the rim.
Knight along the baseline on the other end. Can't hit. You felt like he was looking for the shot after the defensive play that entire possession.
He was. He settled for the fadeaway, though.
Freiberg still can't connect from downtown. 0 of 4 this afternoon.
Yeah, this Belmont crowd is just incredulous, Steve. They just have not seen Freiberg miss that trailer pitch shot like that this season.
Final minute and a half. Burford inside, hangs and hits amongst the traffic.
Yeah, really good body control by Burford. Got multiple Bruins up.
That's 7 for Burford in the first half. About a 13-second differential between the game clock and shot clock here. Gillespie around Poindexter, scoops it up with the left hand and scores.
Yeah, that's just tremendous. You don't want to crash too much and give the drive and kick angles for threes, but multiple times Gillespie just slithering around Poindexter. That's a tough ask on an island.
53%, scored 57 points in the second half, hit 11 straight threes at one point, and scored a season-high 87 points in a comeback win.
Yeah, just got multiple players going. Belmont extending some pressure here. Do not have a foul to give, but they gave one.
Shepard with the foul in the backcourt, and that is going to send Poindexter to the line. Not sure that's what Casey Alexander was looking for in that situation.
No, especially you don't want fouls on Shepard, and definitely don't want to send Poindexter to the line, Steve. And you've got the numbers, and they're impressive.
Poindexter, 95% for the season. Hit his first 34 in a row. One and one, and he'll get the bonus. The transfer from Virginia missed. A rare miss from Poindexter. And so now Belmont with a chance to trade that one for the final shot. 5 to shoot. Gillespie inside, had it blocked. Walker from the corner to beat the buzzer. And it was behind the backboard.
A tremendous rejection by Lewis at the rim, because it looked like Gillespie good for Illinois State. I mean, only 6 turnovers. It seems like a lot, but it was 4 early on, so they limited their turnovers. Got some good, untimely bench production, unusual bench production, but Belmont was so efficient inside the arc.
And one of the important things for them is Malachi Poindexter back in for the second half with those 2 fouls. And now we have a foul on the rebound, and that's going to go against Ben Shepard of Belmont. So Shepard picked up that kind of cheap foul at the end of the first half for number 1, and now he gets number 2, 13 seconds into half number 2.
Yeah, Lewis fought for that offensive rebound off the Kasubke miss.
Good find inside to Kendall Lewis. And Illinois State out of the halftime locker room, back within 9.
Yeah, sharper screening, sharper cutting.
Near steal there by Kasubke. Freiberg, who did not hit a 3 in the first half. Conference's best 3-point shooter. Did have a streak of 44 consecutive games with a made 3 snapped last weekend. So he has been struggling a bit as Shepard misses from outside, but was unable to find the range in the first half, going 0 for 4 from downtown. McChesney. Kasubke back to McChesney. Can make these from outside. Nearly banked it in before Tyson clears the rebound.
Yeah, that 5'11" roll. Oh, Davidson.
Davidson finishes with the reverse inside. That was a case where just nobody got back.
Yeah, McChesney was there, but he didn't move and close off the baseline, and a big bucket by Davidson before the defense could get set.
Poindexter. Pull up 3. Another rebound for Tyson. .90 seconds into the second half. Davidson with the drive. Got it to go.
That is so huge for Belmont, Steve. You're getting offense from Bronze and Davidson. Usually more trickle contributors. Big Bronze first half and then 2 buckets here for Davidson.
Davidson right at his season average now with 6. Lead back up to 13. Lewis to take a 3. Maybe not the shot that Ryan Peden would most like.
Yeah, again, Illinois State, 7 players who have double-figure 3s, Steve, but usually you'd like a paint touch first.
Lewis just a 23% outside shooter. Tyson short on the jumper, but the rebound tapped out of there by Bronze, and now Freiberg with the chance, but another miss from the senior.
Good extra pass by Shepard to give Freiberg a look.
Lewis spins around Bronze and finishes underneath.
Yeah, great footwork and use of the rim to protect. as Lewis went reversal.
Lewis now with 8 to go along with 5 rebounds.
And a zone look, Illinois State.
You don't see a ton of this from Ryan Peters' teams. Tyson sends it back out to Shepard. Now 7 to shoot. Davidson with 4 already in the half. Step back, nowhere close. And that's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, they played some against Bradley. I think it was more to protect the paint. But yeah, usually zoning Belmont, that's kind of an antithesis. Those two phrases don't coincide that often, but a good defensive possession for Illinois State.
Illinois State looking for another big second half against this Belmont team, tied for first in conference play. The Redbirds trying to get the season sweep in their first year together in the Missouri Valley. Poindexter, deep 3, no, but the offensive rebound underneath by McChesney, but he lost it out of bounds. Nice hands by Shepard to create the turnover.
Yeah, you went under that screen. Poindexter has been making those in conference for not only fortunate to get the miss, but McChesney was right on the doorstep for a putback, and Shepard got the strip.
Freiberg, extra pass for Davidson. Now he drives in. Back out top, Freiberg, open 3, and it finally goes.
Yeah, just too many shooters for Belmont. Freiberg, Tyson, Shepard, all well over 40, and Davidson got a paint touch driving kick.
Freiberg had been just 5 of his last 24 as Knight draws the foul inside. So a big 3 there for the Belmont sharpshooter. And the Bruins lead back up to 14 here as we reach the under 16 timeout in Nashville. From 3 at home.
It's bewildering. I mean, usually you would confront that on the road every once in a while, Steve, but traditionally Belmont upper 30s, right around 40 in this building, so an unusual note.
Yeah, they were 13 of 27 on the road the other
yes.
day up there at Murray State as Knight knocks down the first free throw.
And this is where he has lived in conference play.
First trip to the line today, but this is his 100th free throw of the season, and he knocks it down. Back to a 12-point game. Deflection there by Knight. Couldn't get the steal. Illinois State staying with that zone look. Another deflection up top. That time it was Kazupke with the good hands.
Yep. It's a good shooting team for Belmont. 4 shooters with bronze.
Freiberg, quick look, and he bangs it home.
Yeah, I don't know where Poindexter went. That was just inbounds the ball, pass it to Freiberg, and take a wide open wing 3.
Well, if you're Ryan Peters at Illinois State, how long do you stick with this zone if he starts to heat up? Kazupke goes down in the lane. McChesney misses from the top of the key, and another rebound for Evan Bronze, who now has a double-double on the afternoon.
Yeah, really strong in traffic, chinned the ball, and I think they got Kasuki on the reach there as he tried to get a tie up.
They actually got Lewis.
Oh.
Second foul on Lewis, and first foul on Illinois State here in the second half.
And it looks like they're staying in it one more possession. Steve's coming back with Burford.
Freiberg to the paint. Now Gillespie back to him. How about 3 for 3?
Yeah, good identification by Gillespie to break down the zone, and then just that diagonal pass back out to the left wing, and from 9 to 18 in a heartbeat.
And Freiberg all of a sudden in double figures. Oh, nice pull-up by Malachi Poindexter.
Yeah, interesting numbers for the Virginia transfer. Only shooting 32% from 2 this year. He's got such a good game. It was a surprising stat, especially shooting over 40 from 3. But a good shot.
Belmont said its last 3 shots, including back-to-back threes from Freiberg. How about another one? Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's great to see his teammates loving it. That'll end a long drought, Steve, when you make 4 in a row.
That certainly helps the percentage out. Hands from behind, and did they get Shepard? If they did, and they did, that's the 3rd foul on the Belmont Star here with 13:54 remaining.
Yeah, good screen roll, weak side block dive, and Shepard, he was just trailing a little bit. He tried to get a hand on it, but it was a clear reach and a clear foul, and so, yeah, come back with Tyson.
This match is the biggest lead. Belmont led at 32-13 in the first half. And it's now back up to 19. Poindexter playing with the 2 fouls. Another pull-up and hits.
Yeah, really nice mid-range shot. Under control, on balance by Poindexter.
Freiberg again. Oh, that one would have gone. Perhaps a little bit of a heat check there from Freiberg.
Yeah, look, Mike O'Neill says no, but it looked like the defender, I couldn't tell if it was Johnson, ran into Freiberg's space, didn't give him a place to land, but had to give Freiberg another look after 4 in a row.
Poindexter, Knight off the mark on the 3. 5th rebound for Tyson. He'll get a 3 on the other end, and he knocks it down.
Tremendous job by Davidson, Steve. Pump fake, drove, under control, did not take a tough contested 2 that could have gotten rejected, broke down the defense, and then kicked out. And Tyson, again, much like Shepard and Freiberg, he's been over 40 all year.
Belmont has the top 3 3-point shooters in the conference, as you get a steal there with Freiberg, Tyson, and Shepard. And perhaps all of them get going as Gillespie draws the foul on the other end. You see 1 or 2 or 3 go down from Freiberg, and now everybody feels like you can knock down the shot from outside.
That was and again, Gillespie created the steal on the defensive end. Illinois State had decent floor balance, Steve, but with Poindexter not having any front court help, Gillespie said, well, I'm going to drive you and earn free throws.
Tyson off the inbounds, has a size advantage on Poindexter, and finishes in the paint.
Yeah, we talked about it off air, Steve. That's 6 inches right there. Tyson, the length and ability to get all the way to the rim. For a freshman, he's got such a poised, polished block game.
Johnson had a big first half and knocks down the triple.
That was such a great lift from a reserve player, Steve. He was 1 for 5 from 3 in conference play before that shot.
He had 14 points all season coming in. He's got 7 this afternoon. Bronze fouled on the drive. And that one's going to go on Lewis.
Steve, 12:02 to go. Teams have been scoring about 67 a game on Illinois State in conference. So this is an outlier and a credit to how Belmont can score the basketball.
That, by the way, the 3rd foul on Kendall Lewis. Got to get it in. Davidson does to Bellinger.
That was 4.5 right there.
It was close. Tyson off the drive. And does the chin up at the rim.
That's what happens when you bring people out to the 3-point line. Driving lanes open up.
Poindexter, fade away, good.
Boy, really good shot. That's 3 in a row in the mid-range from Poindexter. As the game's opened up.
They need him on the floor, that's for sure. Belmont shooting 64% here in the second half, including 5 threes. Gillespie with the step back. Way off the mark, but Bronze is right there. Now a foul on Lewis, and that's going to be 4 on Kendall Lewis. So some foul trouble mounting
for Illinois State, 6 of 13, but again with Belmont making 5 threes, the margin is widened.
One of the big differences between that first meeting that Illinois State won up in Normal and this afternoon has been the play of this guy, Evan Bronze, inside. In that first meeting, all of the interior players for Belmont combined for 4 points and 4 rebounds. This afternoon, Bronze himself has 11 and 11. And he got both at the line, and it's a 21-point game.
Just takes Belmont's game to the next level, Steve. That's his 3rd double-double of the season. And he's a difference maker defensively with his blocked shots. Second in the conference in blocked shots.
Burford back in there. He had 7 points in the first half. Jalen Johnson, who hit a three a moment ago as well. Poindexter with 5 on the shot clock. 2 on the shot clock. Got to go, and they won't get a shot off. Good defense by Belmont. And the 9th turnover of the afternoon for Ryan Peden's squad.
That was outstanding on-ball defense, Gillespie, and then late in the clock, Steve, converging with Bronze 40 feet away, and Poindexter, he was fortunate to even get out of it, but unable to get a shot off.
Gillespie, nice move inside. He finds Bronze for the jam.
Again, Gillespie, teams are struggling keeping Gillespie out of the restricted area, and he's either getting scores or assists. It seemingly will right now. Credit Gillespie. 4th
assist of the afternoon for Mr. Basketball in the state of Tennessee last year. Burford to Kodov, who lost it. Outlet ahead to Bellinger, who doesn't have numbers, but somehow found Bronze for the jam.
I think that cross-court pass to Keyshawn was deflected, and it became a perfect alley-oop.
That was one of the louder cheers you're going to hear all afternoon, and it was partially disbelief. Burford splashes the three.
You know, it's a second three of the game for Burford. You mentioned it, Steve, leading scorer, but doing much of his act from 2. But he's a tremendous player.
Gillespie all the way to the hoop.
Wow. Gillespie is just putting on a show, Steve.
Breaking down the defense with that dribble. Poindexter from outside. Now the Redbirds are heating up. That's 7 threes for them this afternoon.
Yeah, Belmont, again, is tremendous as they have played offensively. You don't want to break down your defensive principles. You can't go under Poindexter. He's too good of a shooter.
And Illinois State is capable. They hit 11 consecutive threes against Belmont in that first meeting. Near steal there by Knight. Under 10 on the shot clock. And there is the steal by Knight. Very active with those long arms. He'll go all the way under on the other end and miss the layup. Gillespie 1 on 4. Bronze, good job to just keep it in bounds. Davidson now for 3. And how about Bronze with the offensive rebound? And the finish inside by Davidson.
Yeah, that's just great effort by Bronze. Both ends, keeping every 60s. So for Belmont to make this an end-to-end game suits their style of play. And again, their ability to space the floor, but Bronze from the tip, establishing scores at the rim, arguably one of his best games of the year.
Out of the timeout, it's Burford with Johnson, and then Malcolm Miller, the junior from Shelbyville, Illinois, made his first appearance of the season on Wednesday night against UIC, made a free throw in there again this afternoon. Now we have a tie-up as Freiberg goes to the floor for the loose ball.
Yeah, really good job by Shepard early in the possession. Burford wanted to take that 10-footer in the paint. It's one of his pet shots he's so good at, but just stood him up, forced him to make one more pass.
Freiberg tries to go backdoor for Shepard. Miller got his hand on it. Steal the other way. Johnson steps into a 3 and hits. How about the afternoon for Jaden Johnson? He's in double figures now with 10.
And it's good to see a player who really, for most of his career, has just been a practice player, get big minutes and perform.
Shepard, who had been sitting with 3 fouls, has a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, just one more note on Johnson, Steve, for the Illinois State fans. 14 points all year, has 10 today. So
defensively, and Greg, one of your keys before the game, defense and physicality inside, and also doing great work down there. 48-20 edge and points in the paint, and a 32-20 edge on the glass. Make it 33-20 as Freiberg comes away with the offensive rebound.
Yeah, this is an interesting lineup for Illinois State. Basically, Burford and 4 reserves.
Shepard spinning, and he'll head back to the line. Shepard just missed a free throw a moment ago.
He's been mid-80s.
But he's so efficient, Greg, and that's the thing. You look at him, he's one of the best scorers in the league. He's the leading scorer in the league now at 19.5 points per game coming in. But oftentimes, when you ask a guy to do that much, you don't see numbers that look like his. 48% from the field, 42% from three, and as you mentioned, he's been mid-80s from the line up until these last couple of trips. Another offensive rebound. Now Isaiah Walker tries the three, but we've got a foul underneath, and I think that's going to go against Illinois State as well. Nothing going right for the Redbirds at the moment.
Yeah, they got Alston Andrews tied up with Sabin. 17 fouls, so 1 plus the bonus for Sabin. And yes, once we bragged about Ben being mid-80s from the line in Missouri Valley Conference play, he missed 2 of 3, but a rare sight. 2 offensive rebounds for Drew Freiberg in about 4 seconds.
Now Derek Sabin knocks down the first free throw. Sabin had just 1 free throw in his last 5 games coming in, making his 83rd appearance in a Belmont uniform. Captain on this year's team. Senior out of Wisconsin. And he got them both. So Belmont matches its biggest lead at 25.
Yeah, some good minutes for Coach Peden's reserve players. I mean, you're talking basically 9 through 12 with Burford right now.
That's Nick Stottleman, junior from Rockford. Finds Johnson, who's been tremendous, and he knocks down another one. How about that? Johnson, 2 of 11 for the season from 3 coming in. He's 3 of 3 this afternoon and has a team-high 13.
Good for him.
And now a walk on the other end on Kyler Vanderjagt. I tell you what, if you're Ryan Peden, maybe not a lot that you're going to like out of this one and the film, but Jaden Johnson has been a revelation this afternoon, and a guy that you might see more of if you're Illinois State down the stretch.
I agree. He's earning minutes in future games, Steve, and we can't underscore this enough. 14 game appearances, 14 points this season, and has 13 today.
Joe Petrakis with it. Transfer from Kansas State. Now Burford in the paint. Couple of defenders on him. Shot clock down to 10. Petrakis will take the 3, and he hits.
Yeah, he's a good three-point shooter. And with this lineup, Coach Peden just wanted to see people who would compete, would fight. And Johnson and Petrakis can definitely space the floor. So 2 straight hits.
And now a steal by Johnson. Under 6 minutes to play. Some energy from the Redbirds bench. Stottleman drives around Walker and draws the foul.
This will not delight Coach Alexander at all, Steve. It's not just the letting up on the gas and the letting up on focus, but the attention to detail, closing off the baseline, just principles, defensive principles. You have to show full respect to every Division I player. Just because a player like Johnson may not see full minutes, you have to treat him as if he was Steph Curry when he's out there.
Stottleman, a 6-foot junior from Rockford, looking for his first point of the season. And he got it. So back to an 18-point game after Belmont had led by 25 on a couple different occasions.
Yeah, first time we've seen Kyler Vanderjagt in some time, Steve.
Vanderjagt into the paint, uses the left hand, can't get it to go. And here comes Illinois State. They've got numbers. Burford to Petrakis for the jam.
9 straight.
A 9-0 run over the last minute and change. 16-point game with 5 minutes to go, and Casey Alexander is going to take a timeout. You're right. He didn't like what he saw from his group out this season.
That's 4 or 5 in a row.
So
I think it's 5 straight from 3.
Ryan Peden wanted to light a fire under his team, and this bench unit has done it. Shepard, pull up, missed on the short range, tried to follow a shot, but knocked it out of bounds. So 5 minutes to play. Illinois State trying to claw its way back in here with an interesting lineup on the floor.
Yeah, two bigs, Schmidt and
Burford
Petrakis.
finds Schmidt on the roll, and Ryan Schmidt hammers it down. It's back to a 14-point game, and now a little bit of pressure from Stottleman in the backcourt. Keyshawn Davidson back in there for Belmont here, out of that timeout. So you got the starters on the floor after what is now an 11-0 run by Illinois State. 7 to shoot. Shepard in traffic, blocked from behind by Schmidt.
Yeah, a lot of contact by Johnson as Shepard elevated, but it was a great block by Schmidt at the rim.
Gillespie back in as well to replace Tyson. Belmont with just 3 seconds here on the shot clock. There you look. Some contact underneath, but Schmidt got it clean on the block. Inbound, deflected right over here by us. Burford got all over it. And Belmont's still going to have to work quickly here.
Yeah, they did take 1 second off of the shot clock because Burford touched it.
Into Davidson. They didn't even know. An immediate shot clock violation, and that's a surprise from your senior point guard.
For sure. It wasn't even brought up, and Casey is incensed.
Another timeout by Casey. That includes road trips to Missouri State on Wednesday and then at Drake in Northern Iowa the final 2 weekends of the regular season. Bruins trying to fight for what would be at least a share of an 11th regular season title in 14 years across 3 different conferences. Out of the timeout, Johnson with the miss, but a quick turnover the other way as Gillespie couldn't hook up with Walker.
Yeah, that's a time and score situation for Gillespie, but a great design again by Illinois State. Collapse the defense, screen roll, extra pass by Petrakis, and Johnson had a wide open 3.
Belmont had 3 turnovers through the first 30-plus minutes of this game. Now 4 in the last 3 minutes. Stottleman against Shepard. The Belmont lead was as big as 25. Jaden Johnson's been a huge reason the Redbirds have gotten back in. Double team now. Has to get it up. Petrakis has to hurry. He'll force the 3. But an offensive rebound by Schmidt. And it's back to a 12-point game. How about that? Schmidt with 4 now.
That was a good job by Petrakis just to get the shot off.
This is a 13-0 Illinois State run. And now there's 3 minutes to play. Gillespie inside for Bronze. Had it poked away, but a foul called against the Redbirds.
And tried to poke it away originally, and then as Bronze caught it in the restricted area, the entire defense collapsed and a lot of body contact. They're going to say on the ground, so non-shooting, 8th team foul.
There you got the foul inside on Johnson. So Bronze will go to the line, 67% free throw shooter, and 2:56 to go. An interesting time for Ryan Peden. This bench unit has played so well and helped you get back within striking distance. At any point, do you consider going back to your full starting lineup, or is it just this group to ride it out?
Yeah, because they've been playing so many minutes unusual. I think you ride it out, Steve, because they're playing so well and so together on both ends of the floor. But they haven't seen this type of playing time maybe all season collectively.
Since the AAU circuit.
Yes, for sure. But I think it's more adrenaline than fatigue right now. 2 big makes from Bronze. You wouldn't have said that 4 minutes ago, but those were big makes.
Ends the run by Illinois State. Burford picked up his dribble. Now he leans in and scoops it off the glass. What a play by Darius Burford. He's got a dozen. Illinois State wanted a walk there on Bronze. Tyson with the size advantage on Burford. Double team comes, and a foul on Schmidt.
Yeah, Burford did the best he could, giving up 6-7 inches on Tyson on the ISO post. Really stood him up well enough so Schmidt could come, but Schmidt kind of came with the hammer rather than just straight up defense, and Tyson to the line.
9th team foul on Illinois State. Shots the rest of the way for Belmont. Tyson got the first one. Redbird shooting now 60% in the second half, and that is certainly going to be something that this Belmont staff's going to have to talk about. Third straight game where they've allowed an opponent to shoot well above 50% from the field in a half.
And full credit to Illinois State, Steve. This is reserves. This is Burford running the point. And they've gotten in a lot of areas. 2s, 3s, putbacks.
2-3 zone. Burford for 3. Got it. And a quick timeout from Illinois State. 11-point game with 2:05 left.
Elevating their play and continuing to play, saying we're not just going to mess around here and play it out. We're going to have some competitive verve. Here's some 1-2-2 pressure.
What looked to be a very comfortable Belmont win is going to require them to do a bit more work here in the final 2 minutes. Shepard cut off by Schmidt. Freiberger's at the big second half. Back to Shepard. 2 seconds. Finger roll beats the shot clock.
Yeah, great possession. Used the clock. And then at the end of the clock, mismatch. Shepard drove the reserve big man Schmidt.
15 for Shepard. And the all-conference performer with a huge bucket here late. Burford off the bounce. Had it blocked out of bounds by Bronze.
Good job by Burford to come to a jump stop and then step through. That was an extraordinary shot he made earlier where he whirled and made that 6-foot scoop bank shot.
Johnson off the catch, had his shot blocked by Tyson.
Now, usually in this situation you wouldn't risk fouling a three-point shooter, but Tyson got a clean block. That's really been the only way to deter Johnson. He's had an unbelievable game.
Final minute here in Nashville. And Belmont, although the final couple minutes have left a bit to be desired, as Shepard gets his 16th and 17th points of the afternoon. The Bruins are going to become the first team in the Valley to 10 wins this season. About to improve to 10-4 in conference play, and will remain in that tie atop the conference. The only question now is how many teams will be with them by the time the weekend comes to a close.
So much great action in this conference, Steve. Every game, formidable, competitive.
Johnson, a rare miss from 3.
Why not? I give him full credit. He's out there. He's had a great game. Why not?
Shot clock is off now for the final 15 seconds here, and Keyshawn Davidson will dribble it out. Ryan Peden already down to shake hands with Casey Alexander. He's got to be pleased with the way his team battled back with a lot of reserves and showed some fight down the stretch. But for Belmont, you snap that 2-game skid, get back on track, and stay on top of the Missouri Valley Conference standings.
Yeah, mission accomplished for Belmont. Got back on the winning track. Steve reestablished home court advantage. But for Illinois State, I think that last